converted for the day. That day, they converted that day for a church service. And then after service, they go back to being a pub.
But this is
So,
serious.
yeah, you could see the bartender still selling.
Yeah, the bartender is still
It's still
selling.
selling. The jackpot and everything is still there operating. So they have 2 hours.
What is going on?
Charlie, they have 2 hours to spare. After that 2 hours, it goes back to being Boss
And
Nege's
this place
pub.
is located at Ashama.
It's in Ashaiman, yes. Shout out to Ashaiman.
Shout out to Ashama indeed. And the pub name too is there.
Boss Nega
But
pub.
niggas pub.
Yeah, if you live
People
in
can
Ashaiman,
check it out
yeah.
if you have the
If you live in
opportunity.
Ashaiman,
If you
you
live in
know.
Ashama, I guess you know that.
Yeah, you know Boss Nega pub. That's serious.
This is serious.
Boss Nega pub.
Chechipani. Everybody have a
Oh
walk.
my god.
Ghana, you can never be sad, bro.
Wow.
Unless you don't have internet. You get internet. You beg Sam George, make sure they reduce the price of the bundle.
Yeah, good to go.
Because you can't stop us from enjoying this kind of comedies. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Charlie, bro.
What's good?
Charlie, the world has been under a big tension.
What is the vibe?
A whole lot of things
A
are
whole lot,
going on, bro.
So
The whole world is on a tension. A whole lot coming from America.
every part of the world.
Every part
Trump
of the
and
world.
his boyfriend, Elon
His
Musk.
best friend. Is it their brothers?
His boyfriend.
He love him so much.
So welcome to the Global Gist podcast, and of course, my name is Edem Shelter. I'm an artist by day, a graphic designer by evening, and then a podcaster by night. So yeah, that is me. And with me here as a co-host or a co-podcaster is Mr. Introduce
Big
yourself.
Dave.
Big Dave. Huh?
That's how you always call me.
Yeah.
Ghana Roadway.
Ghana Roadway. Big Dave. It's in the building.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think at night I'm also what?
Also a podcaster.
And what, a YouTuber?
A YouTuber. Yeah, we are both YouTubers.
We are both a YouTuber.
We have our own channels and
personal channels.
we do this too on the side.
Yeah.
So
as for me, I love cooking, so my channel is based on cooking, travel vlogs and other stuff.
Hell yeah.
So you can check it out too. What, Big 28?
Yeah. I don't know. I think this is it. We are losing it.
We are losing it, and I can feel the threat on this world. Is it Third World War?
Yeah.
I feel the threat.
Signs
because
of
there
that.
are so many signs.
Signs of that coming up is it's eminent, you know.
Yeah.
And for today's stories, we have Kaby Lame, who is trending for getting deported from the US.
Yeah.
We have Trump and Elon Musk full breakdown of their bromance ending, or we should just say it that way. And we have other news from Amsterdam, which is housing currently a 200-year-old condom. And that is a fascinating story. I can't wait to dig into that story for you guys right now. And then lastly, we have on my part, we have Indians trying to count themselves. They're trying to do a population census, and I'll tell you more about it. Dave, can you give us your headline too?
Oh, the headlines we have on my side are what? The reasons why this World War III is trending on all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the second one is the travel ban that Trump has implemented recently. Their effects, what is going to affect, or what in any way that is going to affect us. We got to talk about it.
Right.
And the last one is there's a woman who sold
her
old daughter just for 20,000 rands.
Bro, converting that into citizens.
Equivalent to into cities, let me say at 10,100 based on the current
The
exchange
current
rate, because
10,000 cities.
800, yeah, eight at 10,100 cities.
Yeah,
Because when you convert the 20,000 rand to dollars is $1,100.
$1,100.
Yeah, yeah, that is very sad, and it's really really touching. So let's go straight into the
Wait,
story.
$1,100 should be 11,000 cities
Yeah, 11,000 cities
approximately.
approximately,
Yeah,
due to the current exchange
yeah.
rate. Yeah,
Sold
approximately.
your daughter for 11,000 cities.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And the story behind it, we are
We'll
getting
dig
into
into
that, and
that.
it's very sad. Your own child.
Oh, blood.
Damn, things are happening.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, are you hitting or let me hit?
I don't know. You want me to hit?
Yo. So, get this right. Over the weekend, Kaby Lame actually got deported. Yeah, for real. He was invaded some immigration agents who straight up detained him and then processed him, put him on a flight to Canada. You see, they gave him what it's called a self-deportation, which basically means you leave now or we make things worse.
West, yeah.
So he walked himself to the gate and got on that flight. But here is the crazy part. This wasn't random. ICE didn't just stumble upon him, they were tipped off by a guy named Bo Loudon. I don't really know much about him, but if you don't know who that is, he's apparently tied with Baron Trump and helped run social media for Trump's campaign. Now,
It's
Bo didn't
alleged
just,
or
no, he is.
okay.
He didn't just snitch, he really went in. He told them that Kaby's visa was actually revoked like 3 years ago or something. And get this, despite that, Bo says Kaby somehow entered the US 49 times since then. Now, not only that, but apparently Kaby was working illegally using different names to sign contracts and allegedly avoiding US taxes by sending money back to Senegal and Italy where he has legal citizenship.
Mm,
Oh, and it gets worse. Immigration told Kaby to leave the country by June 1st. But instead of dipping, this nigga stayed for some event in Miami on June 5th. And the next day he flew to Vegas for another event.
wow,
The guts and the balls to be able to pull this off. And then boom, that was where they caught him.
that's interesting.
Yeah, that's hard,
Wow.
you know.
So why would the so-called friend to Baron do such a thing? Did he have any how do you call it, personal relationship with this guy in question?
Kaby Lame.
Yeah, Kaby Lame.
Yeah, so um the Bo guy actually knows Kaby, and for him to be able to know how many times Kaby has been around and where he will be at certain point in time tells you that Kaby trusted him,
So much.
you know. And
Exactly.
now the question is, why would Bo want to snitch on Kaby? What has Kaby done to you that you just want to report him to ICE? You see that angle,
Yeah.
and it still baffles me to now because I don't know why he did that. There is no report online as to why exactly he snitched on him.
Mm,
But all we know is that he snitched on him. Kaby has been deported back to Senegal or Italy, whichever place they think
Canada.
they were going to. Yeah, but he moved to Canada, but I don't think he can stay in Canada for
Canada.
long. Yeah,
Yeah, because he's actually what a citizen of
of Senegal
Italy.
and Italy.
Okay,
Yeah,
a
so
dual
Canada,
citizen.
he will just be there for a while, and because he knows he does business in US, he can't enter there. He can't go and start a new business in Canada. You know, so that
This
is
is really sad.
yeah, that's a terrible news for him.
How can a celebrity go through all this stuff?
I don't think he's a
I think
celebrity.
I think he
What
is.
makes him a celebrity?
What makes him a celebrity?
Yeah,
One, when you consider the followers he has on TikTok,
so he's a TikTok star, not a celebrity. That
uh,
is that.
because he attend a lot of
There was that.
this fashion,
You can attend a lot of fashion shows and then doesn't make you a
and he's been
celebrity.
invited to a lot of big shows.
Good because of his sensation he creates. Look, when he goes on those big shows, what does he do? They use him for publicity because he
Exactly.
has the following. So if I'm
So I
organizing my
consider
big
him as a
show,
celebrity
that
too
is
because
that is your point of view.
he
This
also
is
walk on
what
the red
brought
carpet.
Monaguchi or whatever, and that boy, what's his name, Ahmed,
Ahmed, yeah, the
their issue,
TikToker.
right? Because you see, you called him a TikToker. He felt like a celebrity on that stage, and Monaguchi also said
But
they are TikTok stars.
those guys, the kind of endorsements they gain from this TikToking business.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these so-called celebrities don't even have it.
They don't. Yes, that's true. Because now the world is
Even
gravitating.
right now,
Mhm.
TikTok is making a more wave than even other social media
That is
platforms.
what I'm saying. The world is gravitating towards social media to promote businesses, to advertise, and all those things.
Yeah,
So you have the numbers on social media, and then you are the big thing right now.
yeah, and everybody's looking up to you.
Good. That
So
is true.
even the more you have followers,
Mm-hmm.
the more you have followers.
What do you mean by everybody's looking up to you?
Everybody's out there want to see what's new. What's the new stuff you're bringing up.
Not everybody.
You
People who
should,
are interested in your stuff.
and moreover, I may say the followers
Yes. You
because
see,
this guy in question, per se, I don't follow him
good. So you see, you are not looking up to him like you
because
said. Mm-hmm.
what he does has no interest to me.
Okay,
You understand?
that is fine. That is
It's
fair.
not interested to me.
Good.
Yeah, I
So
have stuff that I fall in love with,
right.
and such people I
So
might follow them.
let's pick someone like John Dumelo. Aside the fact that he has political influence and all that, John Dumelo says people should use MTN,
Mhm.
and Ahmed says people should use Telecel. Who do you think people would listen to
They
most?
will listen to Ahmed
Why?
because Ahmed is online 24/7.
Are you saying the ratio of the millennials to the Gen Zs is less? Are you saying that there are more millennials? No, there are less millennials than there are Gen Zs because the millennials will not follow Ahmed.
I know.
People like you would not go and listen to Ahmed to tell you which social media platform you should use. But you are susceptible to follow someone like John Domelo.
I will because, to be honest, I follow him.
Good. You'd if you see John Domelo and Ahmed in town right now, which of them do you think you'd get close to for a picture?
Oh, I will get close to John Zimelo.
Because you're a millennial.
Yeah, and moreover, to let me tell you,
Mm-hmm.
the kind of content Ahmed creates,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have interest in that.
Good.
This
No
feminine,
millennials
this
has interest in that.
feminine aspect of their
Yeah,
content stuff.
yeah.
It's not. I don't see anything
That is it. No
educative about
millennial
it.
has interest in that. So you see, to you, you think he has a following on social media.
Yeah,
People find him
that's what makes them feel they are stars and
good.
they are
If somebody
celebrities.
finds your content funny and he likes it or follows your page, sometimes it's to just relax themselves or to get rid of stress and all those things. That doesn't mean you can influence that person. No.
Oh, that's true.
Do you get it?
Yeah, I get your
So
point.
people would follow Ahmed, 20,000 or 50,000 people will follow Ahmed because let's say half of those people just want to be entertained, they want to laugh. So they are following Ahmed. But that doesn't mean he can influence them. There are the ones he could influence, those who are die-hard fans and those who would rule over Ahmed, those who would go and fanboy or fangirl Ahmed. You get it?
Okay.
So social media stars or TikTok stars are not celebrities. They should get this right. You know,
I
it's
think
a
we have to leave
balance.
this discussion for another day.
We've
Exactly.
brought the good
So,
news.
bro,
Yeah.
lately there have been a whole lot of trends on social media
Mm.
based on people making the known that there's an expectation that there will be the third world war.
Okay.
And
Where is
looking
this
at
coming from?
looking at the trend and how things are going now, the tensions that are rising every single day in our news, on social media, this is creating a lot of signs that it is possible. For instance, the conflict between Russia and Ukraine.
Mm.
Look at what happened last week.
Hmm.
They deploying the drones towards
Destroy
destroy Russia
military
military nuclear
items.
carrier
Yeah.
bombers, and that is a huge loss.
Mm-hmm.
You
It
understand?
is.
and it's a big
Who do
threat
you
too.
think is behind this?
I'll say I wouldn't point out anybody that is behind this per se,
Why is that?
because one, previously there was an incident that
I'm scared you're not going to go to America.
no, it's not about talking about America. They
Okay.
are they are all playing a role in this kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And one thing is, looking at what happened to Putin the other day
Mm.
while he was trying to
Go
visit
to Kursk.
the Ukraine border, and
Mm-hmm.
then he was attacked
Yeah.
by the drones. Looking at that alone is a sign. After that incident, Putin retaliated.
Yeah.
So Ukraine also retaliated.
Mm.
You understand?
Yeah.
This is something that if they want to keep retaliating, it's gonna escalate more.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So I see this as one of the threats that is trending this. And recently, currently look at what is going on in LA.
Mm-hmm.
The whole city is on a surge. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Immigrants are fighting the ICE, and the state governor of California is in support of what the immigrants are doing due to the kind of tweets he's been putting out there, because the mass deportation is affecting businesses,
Mm-hmm.
and this kind of trend is creating the picture that something is ahead of us and everybody have to be alert. And I can see that everybody is trying to protect their territory, and this is creating a lot of seeing that
Tension.
putting fear into people.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And let's leave that side. When we come to what the flashpoint, what is happening in the Middle East, Israel, Syria, and as we talk now, India too is against Pakistan,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and these are all trends moving on. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So looking at all this, and you see people using the hashtag WWW
WWIII.
trade,
Mm-hmm.
all those kind of stuff. And there's every day there's always a panic trend
Tells you
on
that
social
there is
media.
the World War brewing.
Exactly, the
Mm.
wind is blowing,
Mm-hmm.
and these are things that when you go into it, there are things that are programmed, and they are just coming in place.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
And I don't think this is a good sign for us. Everybody is in a big tension moment,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
I get you.
and I fear for us.
As who? Ghanaians or Africans?
No, the whole world, the whole world, the whole world.
I get you.
Yeah.
You see, with the whole thing with this Russia-Ukraine thing, I think we need to put it to bed properly because you see, like I already said, Russia can easily destroy Ukraine
Oh, simple.
because the amount of weapons or nuclear weapons that Russia has is a little bit over what US has.
Yeah.
I think they have the thousand or so, and US something around
Something
that
like
figure.
that. That's
And if Ukraine is going to US to ask for weapons to fight Russia that has missiles or nuclear weapons over what US has, what makes you think Ukraine can actually stand a chance of Zelensky is running back to US for more weapons and they've refused to give him weapons to continue fighting the war. Now who is screwed? You see,
Ukraine is
you went
good.
there, they
Yeah.
gave you some weapons, take, go and
Yeah.
fight.
Go and fight.
You go, you misuse the weapons they've given you. Now you've caused a frenzy over there.
Yeah.
You've poked the bear, and then you've come back that please I want more weapons. Now they don't
You've
want to give it
exposed
to you.
yourself already.
Good. Now you see you're the only one who is fucked now.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
US can deny having a hand in this, even though we all know.
Even just remember his visit to the White House. What happened?
Good. See the embarrassment he went
Yeah,
through.
Trump make several allegations and be like, yeah, Biden administration has given you so amount of money
Yeah.
to support you.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do?
Good.
What has America benefited from that?
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
And these people, initially, other countries were like, oh, Trump went so far, too far.
Mm-hmm.
He embarrassed him. It
It
wasn't
was
fair.
necessary.
It wasn't.
It
He
was
need
very
to speak
necessary.
into his face.
You
You
see,
shouldn't speak behind him. Tell him, bro, what you are doing isn't right.
good.
People
The
are
thing is,
losing their life because of you.
the thing is, Trump.
Why don't you just cease fire?
The whole thing is a game for Trump. It's a game for US because you see, they are trying to see. Let me tell you this secret right now. War is just business with extra steps
Oh, that one is true.
because US and
Everybody
other
is fighting
big,
for power.
see, when you look at countries that cause war, they are countries that produce weapons,
Yeah.
produce ammunition and all that. A country like Ghana or Nigeria will not just wake up and go and poke a country like US and say let's fight.
They don't
No,
even, their tech sector is not even
you are not
equipped.
even there. So you see, what business are you making from that?
Yeah.
Nothing. But US knows we are producing weapons, we are producing guns, we are producing missiles, we are
Yeah.
producing
And their
bombs and everything.
tech is up to date.
Good. So they know that they have to use them to make money.
Yeah.
That is why they are giving it to Zelensky and the other puppets that they have that take go and fight with it. But then they are making money out of it because they are
Exactly.
selling that to you. They are not dashing it to you. It's not for free.
Exactly.
You would have to pay back your debt and all that. So war is just business with extra steps for these big countries that have the means to create these weapons. So they are just relaxed. What Russia is doing is not different from what US is doing. US is bullying a lot of countries right now. So if Russia wants to even bully a country, what right do you have as a US president to say you are punishing or you want to bully Russia for trying to bully someone? But you're also doing it.
Yeah.
What US is doing is not different from what Russia is doing.
Exactly.
US is hating China right now because China is also getting resources, like they are also getting resources.
And they are not happy about
And they are
it.
not happy about it. They just want to be the only ones on top.
Yeah.
So once a new country starts getting what they have, it means we have to find a way to create propaganda to make this country look like a bad country.
Yeah.
So yes,
For
they
them
tell
to
us
succumb.
Russia is this, that. They put this in the media. You watch, you believe that yeah, US is right, Russia is bad, blah 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 blah, and then you start supporting US on this cause. But at the end of the day, whatever Russia is doing that is making them look bad, US is doing that, and sometimes they are even doing 10 times over what Russia is doing. But since Russia doesn't have time to go and do that propaganda thing with them, it looks like they are the bad ones or China is the bad one in this situation. So Trump can just wake up. You think if Jinping decided that he was going to start cutting tariffs on things that come to China and stuff like that, US would have been quiet like how Jinping is quiet right now?
And even the situation happening in Israel right now.
Good.
If supposing America is not benefiting from that, you think it will involve themselves?
How would they involve themselves?
They won't, because
What is
one,
just business
if
with
the
extra steps?
oil isn't flowing,
Uh-huh.
it will affect their currency.
Good. So it's just business to them.
It's business.
And business is business.
Business is
So
business.
at the end of the
Yeah.
day,
And they're still fighting
mhm,
to still hold their power.
good.
Yeah. And still have their influence. And they have the right to. So it is what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, so you're not ready for this.
What's up?
There is a museum in Amsterdam that has just put a 200-year-old condom on display. A 200-year-old condom
How's possible?
on display. Like, and this isn't just some crusty old relic from the past. This is 8 inches long, 8 good inches. And if we are adjusting for inflation, that's like 12 inches in 2025. But
Damn.
wait, it gets crazier. It is in mint condition, meaning it has never been used.
Okay.
And it is still fresh out of the wrapper, figuratively, you know. And created on the side is some wild artwork, a half-naked nun pointing at 3 half-naked clergymen. I'm not even going to try to unpack that. It's like the 1830s version of an adult cartoon. Now, they bought it at an auction for €1,000. And yeah, Get this, it is made from a ship's appendix.
Damn.
And apparently it came from a fancy French brothel, like top tier VIP section. I don't know what kind of exhibit this is, but people are obsessed. Anyways, shout out to Amsterdam for
But how is I don't get it.
what did you get?
How can it come with that kind of who invented that kind of idea?
Oh, inventions are always being made.
And looking at the era,
Mm-hmm,
the time this was invented,
mm-hmm.
that is insane.
Yeah, and you see, in that time in the 1830s, condoms were actually not accepted by the church
Hmm.
because it's
And
to
even
them.
biblically now, it's
Yes, to
not
them, but
accepted.
it is not even just about the biblical aspect. Now, when you look at the kind of diseases we have going on, if you don't put on a condom and you want to follow
Yeah,
biblical ways,
because the level of fornication is
has gone
outrageous.
higher. Yeah,
Yeah,
leave the
it's
fornication to
outrageous.
the fornicators to do their thing. Some of
That's
us
their
don't fornicate,
business.
so we mind our business on that aspect. But because of that, condoms were not sold over the counter; they were sold under the counter.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like a secret move. Because if you are found with it, it's like you are being judged, or the kind of look you get from people. Because yeah, in those days, condom wasn't really a big thing. It's like,
Hmm.
why are you getting a condom? So that is why it was created, and it was created with a ship's appendix. A
At least
ship's
now they're
appendix.
making money out of it because people will pay and go and watch.
The artwork that is on it, that is it's just busting my mind. Like a nun, a half naked nun, sitting down like this, and then pointing at three clergymen, like churchmen, three of them, pointing at them, and I'm like, the hell?
What the hell?
Like, and then I think they wrote voila, la choix or something like that. It's like, there
La,
is my
sh-
here
la
is my choice,
Shoah.
or there is my choice. Yeah,
La Shoah.
la choix. Enya la hey, enya la choix. La
La
choix.
Shoah. Oh God, Charlie.
Mm.
Yeah, concerning the travel ban that Trump has implemented, which have
A travel
affected,
ban.
yeah, that has affected 12 countries.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but from my own point of view, I think Trump took that decision based on some reasons. Maybe the embassy isn't making any income to America,
Mm.
or those zones are risky zones. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And that is in politically is a
Okay.
risky zone because when you look at the countries that we were thinking that these countries will be part of the countries that are banned. For instance, China,
Mm-hmm.
Russia, uh, Israel,
Mm.
Pakistan, Syria, India. These are countries with, let's say, at the moment there are a lot of tension over there,
Yeah, they are like the
and they
ops
are
of America.
exactly.
Mm.
And this, when it comes to China, Russia, North Korea, they're trying to rock shoulder with America. They
Mm-hmm.
want to be on the same level. And right now, Russia has a backup from China and North Korea, and these two allied countries
Mm.
are very strong, and they feel like a threat to America. You understand? So I've been thinking, I was like, so why wouldn't he ban this country if you are able to impose a whole lot of huge tariff on these people? Why wouldn't you ban them?
Those countries. Mm-hmm.
You understand
I
my point?
understand.
Because it doesn't make sense. One, what I feel is when he banned those countries, one, I learned Russia supply America weapons.
Yeah.
Two, China supply America with tech gadgets, produces AI chips, and then financially support them in a big
Yes,
way.
that's true. China gives America money. That is like that is the shock of the week for me. When I was talking to my mentor this weekend, he was like,
And this is
"Do I know?
strange.
Do I know America goes for loan from China.
I'm even surprised
I was like,
myself
no. I said, no, this is not true.
because
Like,
America they print the money, so why do you have
how
to
do
go
they go
to
to China for?
China
I asked him and he
for
was
loan?
explaining that, and I was like, bro, America is not the biggest. Like, America is not the topmost top of countries. Like,
No, even Russia is bigger than America.
and look at how humble China is. Even though
Mm,
China is giving America money, you wouldn't even know if
exactly.
not for the fact that maybe you research and then you find out or
And
somebody tells
and if
you.
you look at the level or the rate at which China manufacture things and then send them import them into America
Mm-hmm.
on a very affordable
Mm.
price.
Mm-hmm.
The production prices are very cheap
Mm-hmm.
and it's very affordable. When the exporters get it into America, then they try to put on their own prices.
Yeah.
And I made a research. I learned even the iPhone we use. China produces one iPhone
Mm.
for Apple, sells it to Apple at a cost of $10. But Apple brings it to America and sell it at an outrageous price,
Hundreds of
thousands of
thousands
dollars.
of dollars.
And it doesn't make sense. Even when we come to, how do you call it, these top fashion brand companies,
Mm-hmm.
China manufacture the items for them. When they take it into their country, they do some
Some
petty
one or
petty
two
touches
stitches and
and
stuff,
then
and
put it
boom,
out there. But this same thing, you go to China, you see exact
this
thing
is the
is
same
being
thing.
selling for $2 or
And once they
$5.
do those small alterations to it, they
Then
put made in Italy,
made in
made
Italy,
in
they change the tag
Switzerland.
and everything. Then you have to pay thousands of dollars before you can get it. And this is outrageous. So I don't know why America didn't ban these countries, but let's leave that aside. I made a research the other day after I got this I got this notification about this travel ban situation. In 2024, the Ghana American Embassy,
Mm,
61,000 Ghanaians applied for visa
mm,
in Ghana here. And out of these 61,000, just 25,000 people were issued with visa. The rest were what?
denied.
Denied. So out of these 61,000 people, 31,000 people they received their visas.
Mm-hmm.
But let's make this calculation. Every visa has their price tag or a cost to every visa
Mm-hmm.
category. So let's just make a simple calculation. So 61,000 people apply for visas.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
And then only 25,000 visas were issued.
Okay.
So let's say
So
that,
minus 25,
yeah. So we are left with like
36.
36,000 people
Mm,
that were denied visas.
mm-hmm.
So let's make this calculation. So let's just take a random price. Let's say, okay, each visa is costing for $150.
It's $150. Okay, so
Yeah,
150.
yeah, 150
Mm-hmm.
times the 61,000.
Times two.
Because there's a policy that
Mm-hmm.
when you apply for a visa, after either you receive your visa approved or you are being denied,
Mm-hmm.
there's no cash
There is no
refund.
refund. Okay.
Yeah. So
61,000.
let's make the first calculation.
150 times 61, yeah?
61,000.
We have
So how much do you get? 9,100.
9,150.
So that 150 times the 61,000, when you
Mm-hmm.
calculate, that is America is this in
Okay,
America
so here it's supposed to be 61,000.
thousand. Yeah,
Okay, 61 with
almost zero.
uh,
Yeah. So we give you how much?
woo,
9,150,000
150,000.
dollars. That's the money that America Embassy made out of Ghanaian citizens
That was
as
last
at
year.
2024. They didn't make any loss. So just look at the margin that they just made.
Mm.
Out of that, almost what 36,000 people
Mm-hmm.
were refused. We didn't add their money.
Yeah.
So far, only let's say a number of when you calculate the 25,000, just like just some few margin
Mm-hmm.
that let's say they have value of what they pay for.
Right.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And this is not fair. Why didn't they ban Ghana? Because they are making a lot of money.
Yes, it could
So
be that they
let's
are
put
making a lot of money, and it could also be that we we are in their pocket.
exactly. So let's take for example Chad.
Mm-hmm.
What language did it, what is their official language?
I have no
It's
idea.
French.
Are they French?
They speak French.
Okay.
Let's take how do you call it this country. I forget the other country. Okay, let's just take this one. Chad, they speak French.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, you speak French. If you want to travel out, are you going to apply for American visa?
No, why would I do that?
So the demand for American visa in such
In francophone countries,
countries are
it's low.
very low because the francophone their target is France, Canada, Luxembourg, and where again? Some go to even Sweden
Mm,
because some parts over there speak French.
right.
So it's business.
Mm-hmm.
It's business.
I get it.
You get my point?
Mm-hmm.
But it shouldn't be like that.
I was talking to someone, and I was made to understand that sometimes when things are affecting countries around you and your country is not being affected, yeah, it could be business like you are saying. It could also be that they have our president in their pocket.
Exactly.
So he's still worshiping them. He's still doing what they've asked. He has basically sold us out to the point where they are favoring him in a way. Like, okay, you can keep your country running. We'll keep doing business with you because you are following our rules.
Exactly.
America is an authoritarian country.
Country, yeah.
So if America says we want you to do this and you do that, they keep you out of trouble.
Exactly.
But
They
once you
protect you
don't do it, they keep you in it.
in
Once they are
it.
banning people, you're also affected.
Yeah.
So question is, why was Ghana not banned? Yes, 9,000, they're making 9,000, blah, 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 blah.
9 million
Yeah, sorry, 9 million. But
dollars.
there could be other countries that are also making more than that. But
They
they're
will-
also facing certain sanctions.
Like for example, let's take Togo for example. Togo is partially banned.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because one, Nigerians are dominating there
Mm-hmm.
to process their visas.
Right.
Because the backlogs in the Nigeria there and the visa response, the response to visa in Nigeria is very poor.
Mm.
So they make use of Togo since Togo is closer to them.
Yeah.
Sometimes Ghana too, we have getting an appointment date for visas are not like usually out like
Mm-hmm.
the way other countries are.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Togo is one of the closest places they can also go to get their visas processed
Mm-hmm.
on time because one, the demand over there too, since it's a francophone country,
Mm-hmm.
the demand there too is based on the francophone side. More of them prefer going to France,
And other
Luxembourg,
French-speaking countries in the
exactly
Europe.
because
Right.
it's not everybody that can speak the English
Mm-hmm.
language. So you go to where you find life very easy.
Mm-hmm. I get you.
Good. So it's like this embassy operation is like a business.
Mm-hmm.
The more you gain, the more you hold on to where you gain
Yeah.
from. So if every year America should get like let's say 12 million, 9 million out of just as at 2024 they raise a revenue of $9 million just from Ghana. What about the other countries?
I feel you.
You understand?
Yeah.
And everybody wish to go to America because it's a land of opportunity,
Yeah.
a land of goodies. You understand?
Hmm. Yeah.
Despite a
Was
whole
China
lot,
banned?
yeah, despite a whole lot
Wait,
of
China was banned?
China wasn't banned
Okay.
because it's not part of the.
Their list.
countries that are banned.
Okay.
The only thing China, the only problem we have with them is the tariff
Yeah,
that they
but
impose on
the
them.
tariff
But I
has
learned
ended, right?
they've ended it because
Yeah,
America couldn't stand
yeah.
the
The
the the the the,
the
the,
judges said they
the
were not going to approve of
exactly
that for him because of some technicalities, and they
exactly.
made it clear to him
It's
that
going to affect the
you
economy
can
big
only
time
tariff a country if the country seems to be of national threat to your
to your
country.
country.
Now that
Exactly.
is, you can tariff a country. Now Trump has deviated by tariffing so
So
many
many
countries. You can't
countries.
tell me all those countries he tariff they are the
Yeah,
ops for
yeah,
America or something, or they are
exactly.
all enemies of America.
Yeah, because when
So
it comes to tech, China plays a lot
yeah,
when it comes to tech,
exactly.
and a whole lot.
That's true.
Charlie is really a whole lot is
A lot
happening,
is going on.
but it is what it is.
Hmm.
We need to our this should be a big lesson to our leaders. They
Oh
should
yeah,
also implement policies that will help us so that these people wouldn't keep on taking advantage
advantage of,
of our
yeah,
system. Yeah. If you know you can't give me the visa, okay, if you refund all my money to me, at least 70%
70,
give
eighty
it back
percent
to
of
me.
it, yeah, should be back because
Because
you
if I'm
didn't give me
coming
the
to buy
visa
something
and you
for you,
still
I'm coming to purchase something from you, and you tell me, okay, this is what you need before you can purchase
that,
whatever the
yeah,
item from me. And I noticed and I realized that I didn't meet the requirement. I can't get it anymore. You are supposed to give me back my money.
right.
Supposed to give me back my money.
I feel you.
So that policy, I think they should do something about it. Seriously.
Okay, I'll talk to them for you.
You don't how you gonna do that? Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, and bro, India is about to do something wild. They
what is
are
going on over there?
they are finally going to try to count their entire population.
Hmm.
And I mean finally because they were supposed to do this back in 2021, but they kept putting it off again and again. And honestly, I don't even blame them anymore. Throwing a full census in India is like trying to count grains of rice in a hurricane. We are talking about 1.5 billion, billion or
Hmm.
billion people, and that is nearly 20% of the world population.
Yeah.
Just trying to organize that is insane. The whole population is going to cost nearly $500 million. Like, imagine spending that just to count people. Back in 2011, they needed almost $2.7 million just to get it done. That's basically just the population of an entire small country
Mhm.
just out there with clipboard knocking on doors. So yeah, keep India in your prayers, pull
I
that
don't
off.
think that is gonna work.
A war,
I don't think so.
because you see, oh no, census works in every country,
I know, but
and
this kind of
India,
situation,
yeah,
I don't think it's
oh,
gonna
it
work.
could be counted. Why would India be counted? But do you know the funny part? It is approximated to be 1.5 billion in population, right?
Mhm.
Why are they trying to count again if they know the approximate value?
That is an assumption figure.
So just go with it. If you don't want to, why
Because
are
if
people trying?
that is the actual figure, why are they taking the population census? What is the need
Even
for
if they
that?
take the population census out of that assumed 1.5 billion people, are they going to be able to count all the 1.5
It's not
billion?
gonna be possible. Even the people they are going to delegate to undertake this project, they are almost a
Bro,
population of a country.
a whole town on
It
its own,
doesn't
bro.
make sense. They should just stay like that and continue to produce more. That's all.
And yeah, India is definitely going to overthrow, what's it called?
China.
China
Oh,
in
definitely,
population.
definitely.
Because looking at the
China,
speed that they are
as for
taking,
China, they've put in a whole lot of measures to stop this reproductive. Yeah,
yeah.
so
So do you think it's a
definitely,
good thing now or a bad thing?
I think it's a
Viewers,
good
do you
thing.
think it's a good thing that India is growing in population like that, or a bad thing? Comment in the comment section. Let's know your thoughts, or let's have your thoughts on this. And yes, share with us your view as to whether India's population growing so fast and so big is a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, let's move on.
It will be a good thing in business wise
Okay.
for the citizens.
Mm-hmm. You think so?
I think so.
More people means less jobs because they can't create
Less
more
jobs.
jobs for all the 1.5
And
billion
even
people.
more people, less jobs. More people, more entrepreneurs.
Yes, more entrepreneurs. But
If they make themselves available.
if 1.5 billion people decide to start a business
And
right
not
now,
all entrepreneurs will end up in the office. Somebody can sell akara and become a millionaire.
how many people will have to sell akara out of that 1.5 billion?
Why do we have a lot of rich people in Nigeria?
There are rich people in Nigeria.
Population counts.
You can't compare Nigeria to India.
No, I'm just making just a reference. I'm
Okay,
not comparing it.
okay.
No, I can't compare Nigeria
No,
to
no, no, no,
India.
no, 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 not at
If
all.
I should compare a country, it should be China.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I don't think
it's
that
possible, right?
is not gonna work. Let's put our jokes aside.
Mm,
It's not going to work. If it work too, fair
fine.
enough. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work too. It is what it is. Kelly Smith,
Who?
Kelly Smith case, the South African case where this woman sold out her only daughter.
For real?
Yeah, can
Tell me
you?
about it.
Yeah. So last week this news was trending.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was all over our TikTok as well. This woman and his boyfriend connived
Mm.
and then sold their daughter to what? A spiritual or a traditional healer.
For her to be a servant?
No, according to the story, it's been alleged that the traditional healer uses like believes that the child has some special spiritual benefits that he needs. So that was the reason why he bought this little girl.
So he was going to unalive the girl for that.
Yeah. And according to the story, it's been alleged that there is a pastor, a man of God behind the story. He needed, in those part of the world, that those part of this world, I'll say they have some perception about albinos,
Mm.
and they take them to be their good source of spirituality.
Mm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
They can be used as a point of contact when it comes to some traditional
Mm-hmm.
spiritual works. So this was what happened. So when this woman reported the case as if her daughter was kidnapped. Meanwhile, she know what she did. She with her supposed boyfriend connived to commit these
Heinous
atrocities.
crime.
Yeah. So even the South African government put out an award that anybody can find wherever, like the whereabouts of this little girl, will be awarded 1 million rand. Guess how much she sold her daughter?
How much? 2 million?
20,000 rands, which is equivalent to
20,000 rounds?
which is equivalent to $1,100. Isn't that sad? And when she was being sentenced, she didn't show any remorse. Like she was hurt, she's worried, nothing. People are in for evil stuff.
Your own daughter?
Yep, her own daughter.
You sell your daughter for 10,000 cedis?
Yeah, let's say approximately 11,000 cities.
Oh, where have we gotten to? Like, where have
Yeah.
we gotten to in this world?
So out of anger, the judges, I didn't, the judge didn't weigh, wasn't interested in evidence
Mm-hmm.
or any kind of support to the case. He just draw out his judgment on them and like, You guys go spend the rest of your life in jail. It's hard labor. And later on, she was sent to the community where she was, and for her to explain more, give the police more evidence about how the thing happened, where the transaction took place, and all that. When she went, she wasn't welcome at all. Everybody was angry because you put yourself in that kind of situation,
Oh,
bro. You also feel bad. I
you
don't
know,
know where our world is turning into.
growing up, we used to hear our parents ask us things like, "You're eating plenty. Are they going to sell you?
And
Like you're
stuff
eating
like,
like yeah,
yeah,
ele
we
nudu
just
abedo
for
your giraffe
like just for
for
fun,
fun."
you
And
know.
someone actually sold a
Yeah,
daughter
for not
eleven
for
thousand cedis.
yeah,
11,000 cedis.
yeah.
Hey,
So she was being hit with kidnapping, child trafficking, and a whole lot. And I was like, the judge was like, there's no need to even sentence you with all these charges. Just go in for life.
should have given her the chair or like the needle, one of those things.
No, 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 she wouldn't feel the pain.
Oh, you will.
That's a silent death.
The chair. The
And
chair is not silent. The chair, you see, it's a gradual process. So they increase the voltage a little and then they give you, and then when you're feeling it there, oh, they
no,
don't do it at
you
once.
should be there. Live to
Through it.
regret. Let the crime you committed have effect on you. Have effect on you in a sense that anytime you do something, you live the rest of your life in regret. And when you go to sleep, let this little girl's ghost haunt you till you leave this world. And these are the people God gives long life. Oh. You live to suffer. Oh, let's put all jokes aside, bro.
He said it and before God gives long
God
life.
will give you long life for you to suffer
So that
and
you
pay for
suffer
your
with it.
crime.
Eh? Wow, that's
Even
crazy.
even how much are they selling cattle in the market these days? That means the cattle are even more expensive than this
Her
little
daughter.
girl.
That's terrible. Can you open for me?
Now the traditional healer is going to charge the man of God an outrageous price because he
Hmm.
got a child at a very cheap price. Isn't that insane? A whole lot of things are going on in the world.
Bro, the internet is in flames right now.
I
Trump
tell you,
and Elon Musk are literally at war and it's very messy. It's so bad that Elon just tweeted that Trump is in the Epstein files and he should be impeached and dropped out. Yes, he
that is
really
a
said that.
serious allegation.
And what is wild is that yesterday Trump was still out here calling Elon a fantastic guy. And remember when Elon was wearing that cap that says Trump was right about everything. So what the hell happened? Now, what we can piece together, it all seems to have started when Elon publicly trashed out one of Trump's major policy bills, called it a disgusting abomination, and said it would blow up the national debt. At first, Trump didn't say much, but then he clapped back like, I don't know what is going on with Elon. Maybe he's got the Trump derangement syndrome. He said no one knew more about that bill than Elon himself. And now he's just flipping. Elon fired back like, nope. He never even saw the bill. Said it passed in the dead of night before Congress could read it. Then Trump came back and said, nah, Elon is mad because the bill cut the EV mandate. That's Tesla's bread and butter,
Mm.
you know. And he even said the US would save millions by cutting off Elon's government contract and subsidies. And then hit him with, I'm surprised Biden didn't do it. Elon was hurt and he said Trump was ungrateful and that without him, Trump would have lost the election. Then he casually dropped the idea of starting his own political party. Just throw that out there like it's nothing. Then he tweeted again, Trump has 3.5 years left as a president and I will be around for 40 plus years. That was a heavy shot.
That's a heavy shot.
And Trump, Elon blocked Trump from using X.
Mm.
So Trump ran to Truth Social, I think his personal platform or whatever, and claims he fired Elon, said he told him to leave because he was wearing thin and he just lost it. Elon claps back again, says Trump is lying, and then Elon's ex jumped in asking Trump if he needs any breakup advice. And then Kanye tweeted like a concerned parent, bros, please, no. We
We
love you
love you
guys
all.
so much. I swear. What what band are they even assembling here? But then it really goes off the rail. Elon drops a big one, says Trump is the Epstein files, and that is why they haven't been released. And when someone asks if Trump should be impeached and replaced by JD Vance, he didn't say no. Tesla's stock is trunking, the internet is melting down. It looks like this is just the start from the way things are looking right now between these two lovebirds, Elon and
But it's really sad that two good friends will just fall out like that.
it happens. I'm not
But
surprised anymore at stuff like that.
I, from my uh,
Point of view.
observation, I think Elon is being hurt because what he wanted wasn't what Trump is doing.
Oh, okay.
He's more concerned about his business and how to have full control in the American system. But here is the case. You, Elon, you are in support of Trump administration
Mm-hmm.
deporting immigrants
Mm-hmm.
out of the country. One, you already create the picture some time ago that you are what manufacturing robots, so that very soon a time will come that human being service wouldn't be needed
Mm-hmm.
in America
Mm-hmm.
because the robots are even more intelligent than human beings.
Mm-hmm.
So you are doing everything possible for your own selfish gain.
Yeah,
But you don't expect things to go your way all the time.
exactly.
And now you go on social media tweeting, "Oh, I support Trump during the election. I gave him 200 and alleged it's alleged that he said he gave him $280 million
$1 million.
to support his campaign
Mm-hmm.
journey. If not because of him, Trump would have been the
Elected.
president of
Mm.
America. He made it possible for Trump to win. It's not necessary. You understand?
To him, it is very necessary.
Because for his own selfish gain.
Yeah,
But one thing you forget is you are there making you are not a citizen of America. You are from somewhere.
exactly.
And when they follow your track records, you've been an immigrant in America for so many years,
Before. Wait, are you
doing
talking
a
of
whole lot
Trump or
of
Elon?
Elon,
Oh, okay.
doing a whole lot of illegal activities before finally you
Breaking in.
applied and then you break in. You also came to America through what? A student visa. And where the position where Trump is, Trump can issue an investigation into your immigration records,
Mm-hmm.
and this can go a long way against you.
Yeah,
Trump can put out policy and even make sure your business is down. Just look at the few minutes that you have all this interrogation with Trump. Look at the amount of money you lost. $34 billion just within that short period. So what runs into your mind? What do you think? What is it not possible for Americans to do to make you a zero man? Even look at yourself. Why will you, a well-known businessman, involve yourself into politics?
and something like
This is
that.
the biggest mistake you've ever committed to yourself. Because one, you don't know who loves the person you are following, and then you don't know who disagree with the person you are following.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a businessman. I invest into your business and I realize I'm not cool with another businessman, and I realize my money is with you, and I notice you be giving money to somebody I don't like
Mm.
to finance whatever he's doing. Do you think I will leave my money with you?
Mm-mm.
I'll get it. So as a businessman, you need to put all these things into consideration. Don't show your face when you want to do politics. Invest into politicians and make your return. If you don't want to, if you don't want to make any money back, invest in them. Let them promote your brand. That's the best way for businessmen. Any businessman that put himself into politics, this is what happens to you, because you are dealing with a lot of business tycoons who will not go with the idea you think will benefit you.
Because they're also being selfish.
Exactly.
So there are also businesses that they are running. You are also coming in with your business, but he wants to serve his personal interest first.
Exactly. His own personal interest is more key to him than
So
yours.
he puts himself first, but then he's dragging you along, making you feel like, oh, come along for the ride.
You are the boss.
You are with me. We are
Yeah,
together.
I'll make you.
At the end, he'll use you for his own gain.
That is it.
That is the West. The West is actually a very ruthless place to be, and for selfishness, I think they should be known for that.
Exactly, and I don't think this is good at Elon's end, because revealing all these secrets,
It's not important.
It's not important.
Yeah, it is.
You've lost. Just accept it and move forward.
I'm just waiting for the day Elon would say sorry to Trump,
I
or
wish.
they would both
I
say sorry
know
to each other.
definitely. I know definitely he will be trying to do that, but they won't give him the chance.
You think so?
Yeah, because Trump is the American president, too. And no, the Americans wouldn't turn their back on Trump because of Elon. They'll never do that.
Oh yeah, no,
Despite they
that.
have their personal differences with him, but he's the president.
Yeah,
And they'll definitely stand for him.
they will. They will.
They'll
But
definitely
I mean,
stand
if
for
he
him.
wants to say sorry to Trump, it is very possible.
But I feel sorry that things go this way.
It happens. Have you not had any friend you've lost due to some one or two
Oh, it
fallouts?
happens.
Yeah,
It happens. But
so losing
it's just
friends.
unfortunate that the whole America will have this heavy blow on their face.
Yeah, I understand.
The other, their enemies
They're going to
will
be
laugh at
laughing
them.
at them.
But Elon has put himself in a very bad spot.
Yeah,
I hope they work things out, and then,
they will. They will. They'll definitely work things out. I mean, it's business.
I guess they've already started behind closed doors.
One to one, because they can't just let it go this way and then it ends that way, So,
But
do you have any story?
I think that is all we have for today. Yeah. So
okay, I think I'm also out of stories for the day. So, thank you guys.
We'll keep on looking out there, bring you everything that you need.
Most of the stories we have, we are going to get updates by the end of the weekend, and no, by the end of the week. So we'll keep you guys posted on any new developments we get, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to the Global Gist podcast, because we are bringing you global news. And when I say global news, it's the same as what I call geopolitical news, because it's basically news that is not from Ghana. There are sources of Ghanaian news. There are so many sources of Ghanaian news. So we don't want to really focus on Ghanaian stories. And, we all need to be updated about what's happening in the world. You may think you are in Ghana and what is happening in US doesn't affect you, but think again. You saw how the dollar was going high some months ago, and then our president was blaming it. Our former president was blaming it on Ukraine and
Russia
war, and some of you were not getting it. Yeah, this is how it affects us. You would think, how does Ukraine and Russia affect you? Yes, because now US is giving their money to Ukraine to fight Russia. That is how come US can't give your country any money again. So this is how it affects you. So we need to all be updated. We are young, we are youthful, we are smart, and we need to keep up with the world. You can't just be existing and say you're listening to Ghanaian news alone. You need foreign news to keep yourself updated, to keep yourself in line, to have that knowledge that, yeah, Charlie, this is what's happening in the world. When people are talking about what's happening in the world, you can also have a say. Not only when people are saying stuff about football, then you also be like, yeah, oh no, I know this about no. Let's all keep updated with the current happenings in the world. And
And I learned the Yoko Slim T twist is out. So I
what's that?
think people that people like me who has
What's a Yoko Slim Tea?
oh it is in who to me when he came out
Oh, okay,
he just
looking
lost weight.
lost weight. Yeah, that's true.
So you can find it at any pharmacy across
The
Ghana.
country.
Yoko
Slim
Slim Tea
Tea.
all the way. See you next time. Peace.
Yeah, so
Bye bye.